Behold Anyun, unconscious as we carry her body to no obsolete destination. The rush and hushed prayers are of no essence. She can have a peaceful sleep, her living self yet to mourn her other dead self and perform her rites of funeral and recovery. Some say humorlessness is like an internal death, but Anyun is often steeped in laughter. She does not suffer that. Death only happens to things that have been presumed alive. Yes, you can touch her indirectly when you reach her clock, but Anyun is half dead. Her heart was born numb, and all that her body has learned is to survive. The war had been raging since 1986, says Anyun's father. Her mother was induced into labor at the same time the LRA soldiers arrived in Loebo village on 18 September 1993. She has therefore learnt an important thing to keep alive. What worse can there be than to have been born in battle? Her resilience shows courage, strength of will, and hope amidst conflict. Her feet carry her unwillingly towards a tormented future, but move she must. What a vicious cycle that fate throws her. On the move, to catch the next bus, miss another flight, one journey after another, leaving familiar places, love and loved ones behind. I have come to realize that leaving is more bearable than arrival, she tells her friends. Leaving fills her bosom with real touch and fond silence. There is hope in tears of separation, a hope that she will live to tell the horrors of her mutilated body and mind. But arrival throws her into mundane realities of peanut butter tasting different. That gulu beans have better stew. She grinds at the thought. At least her daughter will grow up feeding with real food. Her thirst quenched with fresh goat's milk, a true test of home and of Anyun's own childhood. Behold Anyun. Isn't she caught in her head in a world that is neither here nor there? Her limbic system arrives with a box of fresh dripping skin. Her skin tastes salty, sweaty, and bloody. She is a feast herself. Thinly sliced tatters of her heart eagerly spread and lay on her dinner table. This devouring feast unveils another world that is not here, one of her past and another of her future. Unannounced visitors greedily gobble to her warm blood, a horror of food eaten and spat back into bowls. Once their insatiable appetites are pacified, the uninvited visitor up and go. One after another, they disappear without farewell. The chaos reminds Anyun of sweet Loibo, her birth town, of her boarding school days in Zambia, and sometimes evoke memories of her eternal lover and daughter's father. Yesterday, the unannounced guest returned to me in the strange land of Ghana. She tells me, I can't help but despise how bitter and spiteful I feel towards Aejase Kumasi. Haven't its people gathered her, fed her, quenched her thirst, at least that which they could identify? Yet on that land she mourns the distance, this very blessing, her blessing. Oh, oh, the guilt of unmet promises in the pursuit of things important but meaningless. The Gold Coast land cannot speak actually nor its wise sayings. How can it have nurtured Anyun's broken limbs back to strength when she arrived? Its salty, peppery water only worsened her wounds, busted her blistered sores, supporting an already half-alive body. Disoriented, dizzied in her weariness, she slumbers off to a state where she rests from performing life. We look over Anyin's body and wonder when she will wake up from the numbness and gasp from the guilt and shame of a war she never started.